The last concept or practice that I talk to my clients about is one of moderation and balance in all things. Moderation is about having our own spontaneity, and when we're in our own spontaneity, we really are experiencing the essence of who we are. However, whether it's at work or it's doing a hobby, or it's with friends, or it's home cooking, or it's doing any activity of life, it's how we bring ourselves authentically to that experience. Now, the challenge, because we are human, is the fact that we sometimes are very extreme on both ends. So I may be one that practices and exercises anywhere between an hour to 2 hours a day, whereas some people, being able to exercise might be once a week for 15 minutes. So what is this moderation? What is this balance? That's the challenge here. Due to childhood trauma, many times we are out of whack. Again, I used the analogy of the thermostat that's busted, and we're trying to figure out where the middle is. So in all things in life and in healing practices, we're trying to find the middle or center. So when we're immoderate, on one extreme, we might be really driven, uptight, and rigid, and we are on one extreme. And on the other side of the extreme of moderation, we might be so loose and out there and just letting it all out, we are being offensive. So again, too tight and rigid, too loose and offensive. So how do I find the balance in all things? I have to observe myself with mindfulness, and the mindfulness practice is essential because I'm observing myself without judgment. I'm curious about what's going on for me. And so when we start living in moderation, in the practice of moderation and balance, we have to just look at the extremes that we're living in. Is my house too clean or is it too messy? Is my work, am I working 70 hours a week or am I working only 30? So we're constantly looking at whether we've got things too tightly and wound or we're too loose and we're relaxed. And that's the challenge of living in moderation and balance. And I will now give you the challenge to really mindfully go in and start examining different parts, remember, without judgment, of your life, and to see if you can start living in balance and moderation. One tip for figuring that out is that if you ever notice that you're spending all your time doing one thing or the other, you might think to yourself, you know what? I think I'm out of balance here. So again, thank you for joining me, and I want to invite you to practice moderation and balance in all things in your life.